Hey everyone, it's Nzingha. Please take a listen to our most recent essay. It'll be out this Thursday on Twin.Cafe. It's a piece on loss and grief, Bob Marley, Bone Thugs. It's a piece I've been working on for the last few days, and I trust that you appreciate it. I'm going to get right into it, and here we go. Over and Over Again by Nzingha Hazelton. 2002 was the year my niece Sakile and nephew Chike died. I turned to Bob Marley's best hits. I needed the music then, needed to follow the chords, the twangs of the guitar notes. It was music that kept my fears in order, soothed my nascent anxiety. Some 22 years later, I finally returned to these songs. Has it been 22 years of grief? Have we grieved enough? What are the songs that are hard for you to hear? What music makes you cry? About a year later, we held a memorial for the children at Harlem School of the Arts. At the time, I was at college in Amherst, Massachusetts, and a friend had joined me on the trip down to New York for the weekend. It was not until much later that I realized that I did not tell her what had exactly happened. I was away from home studying at Northfield Mount Hermon, a boarding school in Western Massachusetts. Picture the Connecticut Valley of New England. I believe it was our last year there. 2002. Yes, that would have been right. The kids were born in 93 and 98. We were about 16 or 17. They 8 and 4. It was a blustery time of year. I roomed at the time with my sis in a dorm called Merrill Keep, an 87-year-old dorm on the Northfield campus. Yes, the school at the time contained 2 campuses. In the past, one of these, Mount Hermon, had been for the boys. The other, Northfield campus, with its ethereal, feminine air, this was where the female students lived and studied. Neff and I had moved to Merrill Keep in our second year, attracted by the beautifully crafted dorm, spacious rooms, and some 4 or 5 dining quarters on that campus. The beauty of the Mount Hermon campus stole our hearts away when visiting a few years prior. The classrooms, the fields of green, the buildings and the trees. In fact, I do believe my late niece and nephew came with us on that day we drove up Interstate 91 in Mommy's maroon Nissan. As we approached the entrance signs to the school, we all got quieter, both excited and a bit uncertain about what was to come. I think my older brothers were there as well, my older sister, or perhaps they came on a visit. We set up our rooms along with Mom, who wanted us to be comfortable. We got pillows and new comforters. Our rooms, or our portions of the 125 square foot rooms, were like little cottages. But in our second year, we left Mount Hermon. At Merrill Keep, we found out that we had joined one of the more enterprising dorms. Each year, a housemate would design the school's t-shirt for Mountain Day, and we made good money for the dorm selling those bad boys. Mountain Day was a designated day, though a surprise to most students, where the entire school went on a hike of Mount Monadnock in southern New Hampshire and other local trails and peaks in the area. Thinking of it, at this time, Mountain Day would have been in the fall. At this point, on this day, it was late winter, early spring, and letters of acceptance to various colleges dotted our doors. Neff was actually home in New York attending a callback for a place in the drama division at New York University. I was home, or home in my dorm, when the phone in our room rang. I think it was Mommy on the phone. It was very hard to hear her because tears kept getting in the way of what she was trying to say. What? I asked, my face screwed up, scared to understand my mother's words. What? I yelled, my voice rising in fright. She continued to whisper, choking on tears. She said, "There was a fire. There was a fire. Chike, Sakile, they passed." As she spoke, I began screaming. Tears streamed down my face, and I continued screaming, unsure of what else to do or say. Scared to return to sleep, the room too big now to hold me and my tears, I decided to put on Bob Marley's best hits. Did I listen with headphones from a CD player or Discman, or was it on a loudspeaker? I needed Marley's calming lyrics. Alone in this dormitory room in Northfield, Massachusetts, I trembled and cried. I began to hear feet outside my door, of my doormates asking what happened. It has been 22 years since 2002, a fact that I realized while writing this piece. By the time this gets to you, it will also be the 22nd of February, 2 days before Saturday's full moon and snow. Sometimes I wish that the 22nd of February was in fact a portal, with a reset to the prior day, a continuation the day after. I found out that the music video for the #1 hit song The Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony came out in July of '02. The music video, which depicted a grim reaper of sorts taking souls to a faraway place, must have matched an undercurrent of sorrow in the air of our house. We watched and listened with great attention. Pulsing with and in the afterlife, the visuals chilled the soul. But my brothers were fans, and no matter how ghostly or ghoulish or downright occult the music, they were there for the lyrical deliveries. They were there for the beats. Brought together by the late rapper Eazy-E, also a member of the group NWA, Bone Thugs and Harmony consisted of Busy Bone, Wishbone, Crazy Bone, Lazy Bone, and Lazy's older brother, Flesh and Bone. It might have been because of my brothers that I grew incredibly too used to the repeat effect, or the effect of playing a song on repeat incessantly. In an older poem, I characterized the way their music sealed itself to my spine like a synchrony, quote, the beautiful, bony, and harmonic music that they played for days on end. Driving around with friends on the Navajo Nation reservation in Arizona, one of my brothers first encountered the music of Bone. He was there studying at the local high school, my mom having previously volunteered as a midwife on the reservation as well. My brother says the song playing was No Surrender, which went on to become one of his favorite songs by the group. When the song came on, he remembers, quote, the beats were so crazy and they were so animated. Rapping fast, you could still understand Bone. My brother goes on. That DJ Unique was an amazing DJ. Their beats, you never heard them before. I'm hearing these songs over and over again. It's over those beats. DJ Unique's music was so complex. There's a certain thing that I love about the songs. They had an element of something that I like to hear. You ever heard Hotel California? It begins, on a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, and then the guitar comes in. I will play that over and over again just for that guitar. At the time, Mama was not a fan of Bone Thugs. This same brother would play the records not just on repeat, but quite loud and on repeat. He was going through a tough time, and with their repetitive measure, the mellifluous songs became an antidote to things that he or we could not quite express. I remember, for example, later on at boarding school, when it was only Maxwell's album Embrya that could relax me enough to go to sleep, My roommate, a Liberian soccer goalie from Boston, favored Destiny's Child's The Writings on the Wall and listened through her headphones night after night, her Discman aside her in the twin-sized dorm room bed. What was it about playing songs on repeat? Much of this music spoke of loss, of grief, of sadness, and yet the songs gave us a certain type of relief. Momentary reprieves extended into a mesmerizing space of meditation, space where the healing of sore wounds and broken hearts began. Indeed, it was a musician in New Orleans who reminded me as I listened to Nina Simone's Trouble in Mind, also on repeat at the time. Listen to the blues to cure the blues, or something like that. Was this music we listened to continuously a new form of the blues? Did we listen to them to feel better, to feel again? Last Wednesday of this month of February 2024, I found myself playing Legend, the compilation of Bob Marley's greatest hits, over and over again. I played the album at least 3 times that day. It happened to be Valentine's Day here, and advertisements of the movie depicting the King of Reggae's life floated on loudspeakers throughout the subway system here in New York. After hearing One Love repeatedly throughout the day and seeing images of Marley around the city on TV, I finally chose to listen to the 16 songs of the artist's best hits again, an album I had not listened to nonstop since 2002. I can handle snippets of the compilation, but listening to the whole album always brings me back to 2002, the 22nd of February, a day I rather wish did not exist.